I would have a night out and it would be right, what I'll do, I'll cut down to 4 drinks.
Yeah.
So then my night out is like, right, if I drink 1, I'm on drink 2.
Yeah.
And then someone would buy me drink 5. Now on drink 5, that's when the climbing on the tables happens.
Yeah,
so,
that's
and then the
happened.
memory comes in.
Hi, my name's Emma and this is Empowered Podcast, a safe space to share the journey of overcoming life's various hurdles to living your most empowered life. I'm beginning this podcast series by speaking about sobriety and the alcohol-free lifestyle. I get so many messages, kind comments and questions from people who are curious about going sober. After 16 months of sobriety myself, I was starting to feel a bit stuck, a lack of purpose, and that's what inspired me to create this podcast, so that myself and others could share all in one place about our journeys. My hope is that this podcast supports and inspires others to make a change to benefit their lives if any of these stories resonate. Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Empowered. Today's guest, we've got the wonderful Marie Grady.
Hi.
So we've known each other 5 years now,
5
is it?
years.
Or maybe a bit
About
longer.
5 years. Yeah, I'm trying to work out. I think it's about 5 years.
And we've had some wild
times
together. But then you have been sober now for
2.5
2.5
years.
years.
We're coming
God,
up
is
to 2.5.
So I watched you do it first, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you're what has inspired me.
Yeah.
So really, we should thank you for this podcast because if I'm
thank
not
you,
gone sober. But can you tell us a little bit about your relationship with alcohol and what being sober meant to you? Because that was a choice that you made, wasn't it, consciously? That
Yeah, I didn't wake up one day and say, today I'm going to go sober.
right.
Mine sort of actually happened over a gradual, I would say it happened over a gradual process. And I would say it came from, I had a proper think about, because I'm coming on here, I thought, proper think about it. And I would say it started in the menopause years, the perimenopause, that menopausal journey when you're not sure. And this relationship with alcohol, it's sort of like, you either stay with it or it doesn't work for you anymore.
Yeah.
So I was grappling with it for about 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
And I had this thing where I would have a night out and it would be, right, what I'll do, I'll cut down to 4 drinks.
Yeah.
So then my night out, it's like, right, if I drink 1, I'm on drink 2.
Yeah.
And then someone would buy me drink 5. Now on drink 5, that's when the climbing on the tables happens. So, and then the memory goes.
Yeah.
And also when drink 5 kicks in, this is just like my personal experience, it's now I don't care.
Yeah.
The drink's going down, it's going down great, you know the one, get me another, let's have a shot.
Yeah.
And the crazy bird comes out, and then the day after, I couldn't remember what happened from drink 5.
And that's the scary bit, isn't it?
And that was the scary bit. And I'm like, I'm having no flashbacks, there's something not right. And that's when it sort of first started. But then I got serious about it when lockdown happened.
Yeah.
And then my whole life just flipped on its head.
Which is quite opposite to a lot of people, isn't it? Because I know through lockdown, a lot of people drank more and turned to drink.
Yeah.
So how did you stick to what you decided that you weren't going to drink?
I think one, I were a binge drinker.
Yeah.
So social drinking, I think, were you a binge drinker?
Yeah, definitely.
So I never drank alone anyway.
Right.
So drinking alone wasn't a problem for me. Because I was a social drinker, I wanted to party and stuff like that. So if I drank alone, I'd then pick the phone up.
Yeah.
And then
we'd FaceTime each other.
FaceTime, who will be awake,
Yeah.
who will listen to me for an hour. Once I've done that, and then, years ago, it was 20 fags as well, at the same time. And then moan, basically, about everything.
Yeah.
That, what obviously...
It's a negative place then.
Yeah, it put myself in a negative place. And I just thought, what's the point of drinking alone? So I didn't drink alone.
Yeah.
And then it was the early stages of lockdown, and just a few months before lockdown, this is when I was doing the counting the drinks.
Yeah.
So I was actually one of them people who went, how long are we locked down for? You know, I'm phone to my friend, how long are we locked down? 3 weeks. 3 weeks I can stay without a drink.
Yeah.
So we're already grappling with it. Anyway, I'm like, that means I don't have to go out for 3 weeks because I were already arguing with myself.
Yeah.
And then obviously we went into lockdown, and then circumstances, I didn't want to know how it felt like drunk.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. That's where I were at.
That's so good though, because a lot of people, even that were on their own, I don't think could have done what you've done, because they lent on.
I think it's because I were in a totally different place.
Yeah.
Because my mum were in hospital. You couldn't go and visit. I'd just lost my dad about 4 months, 5 months before. So I just started getting my head around that. And then my mum was in hospital in lockdown, so your visitations stopped.
Yeah.
So I were in another little world. I weren't in that world of, oh, what can we do?
Yeah.
I were in this world of speaking to my mum, can we go in yet? So I were in my own little world anyway.
So do you think the not drinking definitely helped you to deal with all of that with your mum and your dad?
Oh, God, yeah, because I think it were the shock. The shock of what happened to my mum, how you were dealt with, didn't actually kick in till about 3 or 4 months later.
No.
The whole 3-4 months after that were just a numb feeling.
Yeah.
I can't even, it was just blank. I can only explain it as it was totally just a blank time.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what were on TV. I couldn't tell you what I watched.
You're just going through the motions.
Going through the motions, because in our jobs that we did, we were thrown online.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you had to learn these new skills. And it was like, all that fear of, oh my God, I don't want to lose my business. I've built up for 5 years. I'm going to lose it all. I can't lose it.
Yeah.
And the actual total opposite happened.
Yeah.
Where we, as a business, we trebled. But I had to show up behind a screen, which actually made it easier.
Yeah.
So I could just
For an hour.
For an hour. And I told myself, I crawl out of the duvet, put a bit of lippy on, like going on stage.
Yeah.
I'm going to press the button, put a smile on my face for an hour. When I turn it off, crawl back under the duvet. Nobody will know.
Yeah.
And I just went down and down into this deep depth of depression. And I just didn't even want to see anybody, to be fair.
Yeah.
And I knew that drink would make it worse.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Because a lot of people drown the sorrows or, whatever. You turn to drink through the bad times.
Yeah.
So for you to be able to do the exact opposite, it's quite, it takes a lot of strength, doesn't it, to do that?
I think my parents drank, but when I look back now, they said, yeah, they drank, yeah, and that was fine. That's how I was brought up.
Yeah.
I didn't know any different, but they said drinking's fun.
Yeah.
They never said drinking's bad for you.
No.
It's gonna mash this in and whatever. Their perception of drink was fun times.
Yeah.
So that was my perception of drink. If you're drinking, you're having fun.
Yeah.
You're not damaging yourself, you're having fun.
But you now know.
But I now know
you're
it was
fun
masking.
without it.
So if I look back over the years, were my parents masking a lot of trauma?
Yeah.
That they never spoke about when I think back. So it's like breaking that family cycle.
Yeah, definitely.
Of drinkers. And I did think, after seeing what happened to my parents and how they deteriorated, I just thought, I'm going to break that family cycle.
Well done.
Because I know I'm going to go down the same path.
Yeah.
I've got the same genes in me.
Yeah.
I think if I'd have drank through lockdown, I would have had a massive problem now.
Yeah.
If I'd have drank alone.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I didn't drink.
So with you saying it's been a gradual thing and you've thought about it for a long time, is there like one specific moment you can pinpoint that was like, right, that's it now. I'm not going to drink anymore. Or do you think it has just been so gradual?
I think I've been arguing about it for years.
Yeah.
I've had moments where I've had, dry January and stuff like that. But you do dry January, don't you? And you're like, that on the 28th, 2 more days to go. 2 more days to go, and I can go out and get leathered.
Yeah.
But yet you've done so well for.
Yeah. So then
But you're
what's it been
waiting
for?
in anticipation for this glory day.
Mm.
And that was the other thing that I thought about. If I worked all week, you work all week, don't you? You wait for the weekend, you live for the weekend. And the sentence, so you have to look at your language when you're thinking about drink and what it's how it's serving you. And my language was, when I think back, I can't wait to get out at the weekend and get absolutely hammered.
Yeah, same.
But why were we getting so drunk?
Yeah.
We were obviously masking something that we didn't want to face up to.
Yeah, definitely.
And I had that attitude. Not wrong with me.
Yeah.
They called me Bambi legs, because my legs literally would give way and I'd just bounce back up and go, can I have another wine? Another Sauvignon, please, if you don't mind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought we were cool.
Yeah, because you don't, until you challenge yourself and your thoughts and why you're doing what you're doing, you do just think, oh, it's fun, this, or it's a laugh, or...
The one thing I think I came out of it after, so, like, say about 8-9 months, I thought, hang on a minute. So was I drinking for confidence?
Yeah.
But yet everyone thinks, oh, you're confident. I'm confident when I'm in my comfortable environment, but I weren't confident outside my comfortable environment,
Yeah.
without drink. So was I drinking for confidence in social environments? Yeah, probably I were.
Do you think?
Yeah. So now I've got a real confidence.
Yeah.
It's not false.
Yeah, that's it. I remember you saying that to me as well.
I had a light bulb moment like, right, so that was a false confidence. This is a real confidence.
Yeah.
But like in the early days when I went out sober, I literally would sit there and I'd have nothing to say.
Yeah, so I was going to say, it's not easy to get to that point, is it? So how do you think you've like pushed through that and not gone back to having the drink? Just
by probably seeing some drunk people.
Thinking I don't want to be
just go in a bar and go, nah, I'm not going back to it. I've had moments.
Have you?
I've had moments where I've been out socially and something may have been said by somebody who's had a skinful.
Yeah.
And that moment comes over you and you think, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
And that used to be one of my mum's sayings.
Oh, did it?
If you can't beat them, join them. All the time.
So it's all these things that you've learned and drip fed over the years.
That come over me only about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Just by something that someone said to me in a pub environment, which was really, really cutting about my sober journey.
Yeah.
And you will come away and you've got these moments of, is there any point in me being like this anymore?
Yeah.
But then that goes back to wanting to be liked.
Yeah.
So
did we
drink to be liked?
Yeah, fit in. And
it's all a bit of a, you've got to like...
It is a hard journey, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to dig deep and find out what it is for you. There'll be something.
That what you've just said reminded me of something that Jenna said on the last episode. So somebody's come up to you and said something, not very kind or whatever about your sober journey. So Jenna said, we trigger people. So we're triggering them.
We think we're being triggered, but actually what we're doing is triggering them.
Because they're curious about what we're doing, or maybe deep down
they want to. They're not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're seriously not comfortable with you being sober because there'll be something somewhere
in them
that they're masking somewhere.
Yeah.
You don't know what it is because you can't read the mind, but there will be something because why would so we're having a cup of coffee now.
Yeah. In
the daytime. Why all of a sudden, when we go into the night time in a pub environment, does that affect
someone else if we're not drinking?
So if I have a cup of coffee every day, it don't affect you.
Yeah.
But if we go out in a social environment, all of a sudden it affects you that I'm having a coffee and you're having an alcoholic drink.
Yeah.
So you break it down like that, don't make sense.
No.
So yeah, it is about the person who's firing the bullets.
Yeah, definitely.
So whoever's firing that verbal diarrhea out, the issue's
something going on with them.
I'm triggering them because I'm sat sober in a drunken environment.
Yeah.
And okay with it.
Because you've got that confidence now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took a long time to get it.
Yeah.
It didn't come overnight. There were many times where, I've had that, oh, don't be boring, what's up with you?
Yeah.
I've had that loads of times. But at the beginning, that could trigger a person to go,
Yeah.
"Do you know what, I am being boring, I'm going to get a drink." So why is the sober person boring,
Yeah.
but the drunk person who's falling over, spewing up,
Yeah.
is not boring?
That's not boring, is it? No, that's fun.
So that's how we associate drink, don't we? Celebration, pop open the champagne, pop up, oh, we need baby boy, let's pop open the champagne. Yeah, it's lovely. If you can do it in moderation, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
that's what
I
I said.
can't
No,
moderate.
I can't.
I just can't do it.
No.
Once I'm on that, drink number 5,
Yeah, that's it.
it's party time.
So with
It's down
you,
the corridors, picking up the food in the corridors time.
Don't give all our secrets away. No, so with you saying like drink 5, that's the time it hits in. What's been like your worst or lowest moment in drink, do you think?
How low can you go?
Well,
Wow.
whatever you're comfortable sharing.
There's been some. I don't know. Just
Do you think it's not having the memory? Is that like one of your worst things where
get
you
the
go,
memory. Some of the situations I might have got myself into where I've like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
And ending up in places where, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember it. What we're doing at this party, stepping over bodies at a party, who were all asleep on floor. I've ended up at this party.
Yeah, and you don't know.
And then when you're younger, it's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Day after, I'm totally guilty. Oh my God, we had the best time last night. We were so drunk. You fell over, you smashed your head on a table and you just got up. Well, why is that hilarious? It's not, is it?
Not. It's
But
not.
it's only like now when I look back and think, well, that's not funny.
No.
I've just thought of a time, went to a house party, went to the toilet upstairs. Next thing, do. Everyone's in the living room, everyone's very merry. You all right, Marie? Oh, yeah, I just fell downstairs, I'm fine. Bounces back up. Another glass of rosé, next that.
Yeah, so it didn't stop you.
Oh, it didn't stop me. All bruises in morning. But I can remember going home that day, getting a taxi home, and not being able to find my key for my door. And I've got this vision of me outside my door, all the handbag, all on the floor. This is like 2 o'clock in the morning, on my hands and knees,
Try to find it.
searching for the key and crying because I can't find the key. Tapping my phone, trying to ring people, just random dialing.
Yeah.
Eventually finding the key, getting in the house, getting up in the morning, coming back downstairs, and the key's still in the door. And the door is open. And I'm like mortified.
Yeah.
And there were just a few moments of like, how did I get home? And I just hated it. I didn't like me anymore.
No, and that's
I just didn't like me.
yeah, that's the point where I got to, and you've got to, haven't you?
And I think when you're a fun drunk, and they're like, oh, you were always great when you were out. I mean, you're funny and you're this and you're that, and the one-liners you come out with.
But you do that anyway.
Well, they're coming now naturally without
Yeah.
the drink, I know they're there.
Yeah.
They must be there, mustn't they?
Of course they are.
But they don't come to your brain the same until you've had a few vodkas.
No, I think they do, especially with you, because we've been in
Yeah.
each other's company sober a lot. Like, I know for me, you've been one of the things that's kept me going on my journey. Like, because you went first.
Yeah.
And I had someone to follow. But then anytime, as you used to say, flip it, when I was having a moment, like, come on, let's flip it now. What do you think has been, for you, what's helped you on your way? Like, is there certain techniques and things that you do or people that support you?
Yeah, I think it's like, at first, it's like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So my life has been working, socialising. So what do I do now? Yes, you've got to go out and network, meet new friends.
Yeah.
I even went to a sober me. I think it was called sober.
Oh, yeah,
sober
you
girl.
did.
And I plucked up the courage. I think they went to the gym first, then they went for a meal in Manchester.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, shall I go to this? And, and I went and I was one of the oldest people there, which I was shocked at.
Yeah, I remember you
I'm like,
messaging me. There
oh,
was
hang
a lot
on a
of...
minute. These are all like anything from 25 to 45.
Yeah.
And then when I was hearing all these stories, like, no, I'm not like abnormal going sober. It's just I haven't found people in my age group.
Yeah.
I found a lot of people in my age group as like, I suppose it's one of my mum's lines as well. Oh, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late. Why change a habit of a lifetime? Same with smoking.
Yeah.
I've smoked all my life. There's no point stopping now. So these are the lines I used to hear.
Yeah.
But you can change. If you're not happy with something, you can change it.
Anytime.
But, you know, listening to podcasts, listening to Audible. So I'm not a great reader. So my way around that was, well, listen to an Audible every time you go walking.
Yeah.
Learn a new skill. And then you found out these things that you quite enjoy that you didn't think you would enjoy.
Well, because you didn't know there was another way. You would just go out and drink and go to the pub and do drinking things.
Yeah.
You don't get to explore what other things you might like doing.
Like it's like when me and you went to Bournemouth. You know,
We would have never done any of that.
we'd have been like weirdos.
I wouldn't have got out of bed for 4 days. I'd have been that hanging.
What? Get up at what time? 7?
Yeah.
You know, where we go? Cold water what? What, we're going to run it sea together?
Yeah, well, what did we do? We did a paddleboarding, a HIIT workout on the beach at 7 in the morning, and then cold water swimming.
Yeah.
There's no way in a million years. If I was drinking, I would have done any of that.
But if you think there, we were surrounded with people on the same page.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, what you were talking
Things
about,
click, don't they?
there were no eye rolling.
Yeah.
So if you're talking like we're talking now, in a pub of people who don't get it, you're going to get a lot of eye rolling.
Yeah.
So you've got to surround yourself with people who get it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's...
Who like what you like, you know.
Apart from what about when you ate the champagne truffle? And we were like, she's off the wagon. She's at a champagne truffle.
She's got to go in rehab.
Because she's at a truffle.
Yeah, but I've tried to go vegetarian. Yeah.
Yeah, so Marie tried to go vegetarian. We were in Ibiza for about
Overload.
half an hour and she ate an octopus. So it went really well, didn't it?
Yeah, but I was like, does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, are you sure?
But Ibiza we did sober, Ocean Beach.
Yeah.
What did you think of Ocean Beach? We were living our
Well,
best
same
lives.
again. I think because you've got your comfort blanket, which is you.
Yeah.
Like I've got my buddy who's on my page. Just because you were there, whether I were with you 24/7 or not, which I weren't, it was like if I have a meltdown, I know I've got Emma to lean on.
And we knew we were both not drinking.
Yeah. And no, I was fine with it.
Yeah.
You know, and if I saw somebody fall over, I would just like, now that would have been you.
Yeah, once upon a time.
No, like once upon a time. And I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, I
enjoyed it. And it's like you see things that you wouldn't normally see. The sunsets, you know.
Oh, yeah. Because you went up and did that as well, didn't you?
Sunrise we did, didn't we?
Watched the
You did it one
sunrise.
morning, I did it the next morning.
Yeah.
I made myself do it. I won't know. I'm usually coming in.
Yeah, exactly. It's
But
a new experience.
I was going out for sunset and like my friends who were they were all coming in and like, morning. And they're like, where are you going? Where are you going? I'm like, watching the sunset.
I mean, that's
on my
happened the
own.
reverse once for you, though, hasn't it?
Oh, God, I've come on many a sunrise. Do you know
And
what I
people
mean?
are going out. And you're like, hey, look.
Where they're going at this time? You should be coming in. Oh, I've come in 6, 7, you know, partied like
Yeah.
proper party animal.
So, I know you'd kind of touched on it before, but during your 2.5 years, we said, didn't we? Has there been a time that you've really thought, I could have a drink now?
Yeah, last week.
Really?
Yeah, I had a moment of like,
And is that because you were having a hard time?
yeah, I think it was just a moment of, well, it's quite cutting, you know, what people say to you.
Yeah.
And I thought, shall I just see if I can just have one?
Mm.
And I think, no, why do you want to undo it? What are you doing it for? You're
Yeah.
not doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You're doing it to fit in.
Yeah, that's it.
And you're doing it to fit in with others. And it's like, no, I'm not doing it. I like me now.
Yeah.
And I don't want that old me to come back. And if it ends up that, you know, there might come a day where I go, you know, celebrating something, I'll have a glass of champagne. But we don't even have to do that now because we've got over all these hurdles. We can have a Prosecco.
Yeah.
So when I go out, I've got to have a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, well, they did that for us in Ibiza, didn't they? You
Yeah.
kept going and asking, can me and Emma have some alcohol?
So this is where the mind works with alcohol. So if I go in a pub and they haven't got any, I'm sulking like I'm not getting some alcohol.
Well, this is what happened at Tropic Fest, you remember? And they ran out of non-alcoholic beer, so I was like, well, we can't join in now. Like, just get a lemonade.
But it's all in the mind. So as soon as that beer touches my lips, it tells my brain I'm having a beer and I'm now joining in.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to share a story? A guy shared with me. I was talking to a guy only last week, and they were talking about a moment where I was saying something that had happened, and they're like, I don't remember that happening. I said, no, because you were all drunk, but you said that to her, and she said that to you, and blah, blah, blah. So they were laughing about it. So this other guy who I didn't know said, how can you remember everything? And I said, oh, I'm sober, I don't drink. And he said, oh, I keep arguing with that drink thing. So he said, the other day, I gets home from work, I goes to the fridge and I gets my usual beer out and I gulps it down and think, oh, that tastes great. And he's telling me this story. He puts it on the table and his wife rang him. And he said, I was talking to my wife. He said, and I looked down and this beer said 0% on it. He said, and I said to my wife, what's this you've bought? You've bought 0% wine, beer. And she said, oh, sorry, love, I must have picked wrong one up. He said, I took another swig of the beer. Bearing in mind, he drank 3/4 of it.
Yeah, thinking it was nice.
Yeah. And he said, oh, that is hanging. And I said, do you understand now how it's your mindset?
Yeah.
He goes, now you're making me think.
Yeah.
He said, so if that hadn't seen that label,
He would have drunk it.
he would have drank the whole beer and told
it's
himself
funny,
he was
isn't it?
drinking. I think we had this conversation last night about if you took alcohol out and maybe do a test on people,
Yeah.
tell them they're having alcohol, give them non-alcoholic drinks and see what happens.
Well, I do the opposite. I'm dead paranoid that when I get an alcohol-free, like I did it last night, if it don't come in the bottle where I can read it, I'm worried they've given me an alcohol one. And I'm like, is that definitely non-alcoholic? Is it definitely non-alcoholic? Because like you say, I don't want to undo
what you've done.
what I've done and how far I've come.
Yeah, because you've done amazing.
Because at the beginning, I kept saying, I'm never saying never again. I might drink again. I might drink again. And now I'm like, well, why would I? What purpose would it give me?
Yeah.
That would be worth undoing all of this
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
that I've done.
And now that the market's changed, where they're bringing out these non-alcoholic.
Well, look at that
It's
Baileys
easy.
that we've tried. Non-alcoholic Baileys. Oh my God. That was beautiful,
That's
wasn't
Christmas
it?
sorted for me.
Me?
Do you know what I mean? I'm
Can't
like,
wait.
it was just pure Christmas,
Yeah, it was
weren't it?
gorgeous.
So that's me sorted.
Because that was the only time that I've thought about having a drink. Like, there's not been any other time.
Yeah. It's only in social environments where sometimes I think, oh, I could really have one. But I wish bars and pubs did more alcoholic options.
Yeah,
You know,
there's
like
not.
a gin or something. It's very... You can get beers, but you
Yeah.
can only get, like...
I think
Depends where you
it's
are.
becoming more popular,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it? So hopefully that will start to happen.
That'll come in time, that.
Like when me and Mum went to London last year, everywhere we went, we were asking for non-alcoholic beer. No, I haven't got it, I haven't got it. And then this one guide said to me, oh, well, who'd want to drink that? Or something like that. And I was like, well, people maybe with an alcohol problem. And he went, oh, all right. No, sorry, we haven't got any.
But in London, there are some shops, aren't there? I mean, you have to go and look for them, but the shops with non-alcoholic
Yeah, I mean, we
beers.
did, there was the pub near our hotel, which was like an oldie, proper traditional pub that did. But yeah, everywhere I went asking, it was like I had 3 heads.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, more and more people, especially like there's a lot of celebrities coming out as well that are not drinking anymore.
Yeah.
Loads of documentaries coming out about it. So I think it is becoming more spoken about, and it'll get people kind of thinking.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's been a couple of moments where people have gone, oh, you've got me thinking now.
Yeah, so your reactions vary from, oh, you've got me thinking, I drink every night, and I sometimes question it. And then you get the other person, there's like different kinds of reactions. The other person's like, are you like weird or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not weird. well, what have you got, like a problem or something? No, and they're quite rude to you.
Yeah.
And then you've just got them who are falling over, going, get a drink, you're boring, so and so. What's your problem? Who are quite aggressive.
Yeah.
So you have different type, and then you have that person who goes, well done.
Yeah, good for you. Well,
Good for
that's
you.
like my friend Emma that came last night. She will support everything that I do, and she always says, you know, I think it's brilliant what you're doing. It's not for me,
Yeah.
but I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I think that's all you need.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
I don't need everybody to go sober. I'm not trying to change everybody's mind, but
Educating people.
Yeah, and why does it matter to you if I don't drink? You should, if you think drinking's fun, you should be having a good time, whether I'm drinking or not.
Yeah.
So it's a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think that individual who argues with you about it, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Because you're a reflection and you're a mirror of what they'd like to be.
Yeah.
That's usually the problem there. And then, you know, I'm lucky to have a group of friends who say, totally respect for you, but I love a drink.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
And you're fine with that, and they're fine with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what's the most important, isn't it?
So if you can get that rapport with a group of friends who do drink socially, that's great.
Yeah.
And they accept what you do, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the lines when I first went sober, oh, don't be starting with that, the drink's the devil and all that. And I'm like, I've not even spoke about it.
Yeah, I haven't said that.
I've not said nothing. I haven't opened my mouth.
No.
So they're attacking you before you've even spoke.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like...
But I do think as well, it must be strange for them because they're used to us being a certain way. So I know, like, when I first did it, I was thinking, this must be weird for my friends and my family to know me as this certain version of Emma that I'm now not going to be.
So some people like that version of Emma and they don't want that version of Emma to go away. And they're like, oh, I'm not sure if I like this new version.
Yeah.
So it's changed. We talked about this last night. People don't like change.
Yeah, they're not ready to accept it.
Yeah, so it's like, no, can we all just stay where we are? And don't you go off and make a podcast and educate people on being sober, because we like drunk Emma.
Yeah.
And we want drunk Emma so we can pick up the pieces. Sometimes there's an element of control there.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, oh, what are you doing? Are you going in and evolving and growing?
Yeah.
So people just feel uncomfortable because we change.
Yeah, I can totally.
And you get them people who absolutely love it and like, yes, go on, and support you. And then you get them people who go, oh, I don't want you to go out of your comfort zone because I can't.
Yeah. And
I'm
that's
not
triggering other people
I'm
again.
I'm not capable of growing and evolving.
Yeah.
So please don't go away. And it's probably those who love you dearly who don't want you to move on. But them who help you will help you grow and evolve into a better person.
So, on evolving, what do you plan to do going forward? Like, what's your plans to keep you on? Like, I've started this to keep me on my path. What things are you getting up to keep you towards your goals?
Well, I did the NLP practitioner course. I did it for myself as well because I just felt they were missing. Something's missing, and it made me recognise that I've always believed I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And that self-worth as well. And I'm probably in the past been an emotional eater, but emotional drinker. So when the drink went, I went for the food.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting my head around the food now. And then I want to spread the joy.
Yeah.
I just let people know that if you're stuck in a rut, that you can get out of it. And I want to go do speaking.
Yeah, which you did for us last night.
I did that last night. And I've started it off as like more of a workshop. But I have a vision of me, you know, at Wembley.
Oh my God, imagine. I'd be there with a banner. Woo!
Like, you know, I've got a vision that I will put together something where it's just a speaking event that it's never too late.
Yeah.
That's the message. Resilience. We've all got resilience in us. I think this depression thing is, my mum suffered with depression all her life. So the memories of being a 15-year-old child saying, and we're made fun of, get my Valium out of the bloody cupboard now. We We didn't know what Valium was.
No.
We didn't, we're like,
You don't understand
my mum
it.
wants a Valium. Why? We didn't know why.
Yeah, you don't know what it's for, what
Didn't
it
know
does.
what it was for, didn't know what it was covering, didn't know what it were, didn't have a clue what it were. It was just when my mum got a bit upset, she reached for the Valium.
Yeah.
And it were a joke in our house, you know, like, oh, get a Valium before she hits the roof. And it were all a bit of banter all the time. But she suffered with depression all her life. So I know she had antidepressants, addicted to pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
And I just kept having this thing where if I don't change something, that will be me.
Yeah, so do you think you could have had an addictive trait in you
I
if
have
you'd
got
not...
some addictive traits, yeah, definitely. I think we all have some kind of addictive traits in us. But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think when you... I don't know how to articulate what I mean, but when people can't get their head around that drunk feeling, that when it's a nice feeling, that buzz that everybody likes, and they can't understand why we don't want to do that. Because for me, the feeling of being in control is a far better buzz than what the drink gave now.
So what we're doing when we have a drink, we're looking for a high.
Yeah.
So it's a dopamine high, yeah? We now have a natural dopamine high.
Yeah.
We do things that give us a high. You know, like this morning, going for a walk with your mum.
Yeah.
I got a high just walking down that beach. It felt good.
Yeah.
So it comes naturally. Where when you're not in the right mindset and you're not in the right place, you don't get high naturally.
No.
When I was in a depressive state, I could not get excited about anything. Now, if I'd have had a drink, it would have brought that natural...
Because it's giving you the...
Yeah. So I stayed in that depressive state. I didn't have drink to bring me out of it. I wanted to ride out of it naturally.
Yeah.
I knew I could come out of it eventually. And I just thought, I'm going to do this naturally, however long it takes.
And you have?
And I have, yeah. So it started like January 2022 was when I really thought, right, now I've got to find a hobby.
Yeah.
I've got to find something to do. I've got to find a passion. Yes, I've got a passion with my work, but I need something to get my teeth in. And that's why I wrote that journal.
Yeah.
And it was that, really. There were no purpose to sell millions. It was more like therapy for myself.
Yeah.
You know, like a healing process.
Yeah.
Can I write this book? Most people say, well, no, because you're not good enough. I would tell myself I'm not good enough.
But
so
you
I think
pushed through it anyway.
I had to prove a point. Then when I'd written it, there was a moment of overwhelm of, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So you like that all the time. I know they say it's a roller coaster, but it really is. But I think I've come through all that. And even now, these, you know, the workshops, the speaking, there's a little birdie there sat going, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You're not really good enough. And then I have to get in the right mindset and go, I can do this. But you've got to start here and you've got to keep going, and you might drop back and that'll evolve into something else probably.
Yeah, you've just got to ignore
start
that
somewhere
voice that's trying to sabotage you, which I never really got. I never had a voice like that, but probably because you're always numbing it with the drink, you don't get to sit with it.
Yeah.
So it's only like when I went sober that I sometimes had that, oh, you know, you are this, you are that. What, you know, what other people are saying or whatever. You start to listen to it and it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that thing, isn't it, Emma, that 100 people will tell you you've done amazing, and that one person will say, well, you haven't done that good, have you?
And you listen to that one.
And you listen to that one.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, even like we do quite a bit on social media. We're very lucky. I think we're lucky. I don't know about you, but we haven't had any really bad comments or bad negative comments. But even in social environments, if you hear through the grapevine that someone's been calling your names, with me, it sticks.
Oh, yeah, it does, definitely.
And then all these people say you've done amazing and you've built this team and you built this business yourself. You know, it's not been given to you.
No.
And then someone said, so what do? You just sell lipstick then? Well, no.
Yeah, but then that's the comment that you remember,
Like,
and bothers you.
yeah, and it bothers you, or you just hear through the grapevine, oh, such body was slagging you off. Like, right, were they? But then it's in your head, isn't it? Or that
Yeah.
horrible comment I had, a while back. It sticks in your brain.
So how do you get past those then? What
I
makes
just
you
have
not
to-
get sucked in?
I just have to say, like what we've talked about before, you've got to realise it's a mirror of what they probably want, or
Yeah.
they see something that you've got, or you've got control of.
Yeah.
It's not a material thing. It's like you've got control of a situation,
Yeah.
and they probably just want to sort themselves out. There's something missing.
Yeah.
There's maybe a trapped trauma there.
Which there probably is, and again, that's not something I ever thought about until Jenna was, talking about this, that, and the other, and that really got me pulling at a thread as well that I didn't know was there.
I totally resonated with Jenna, and the strap trauma. So I did EFT as well. I did some sessions with that. By the third session, it came to the surface that I couldn't deal with rejection.
Right.
Didn't deal with rejection very well. So I'm like, oh, it's because that lad finished with me when I was like 15 or whatever, and went off with somebody else. It went right back to being 9-year-old and my grandma not being affectionate.
Right.
And just like showing no affection whatsoever, and me not feeling like I were good enough, and not being I went up to her once at a dancing troupe thing and said, "Hey grandma, you all right?" And it was just like, "Hiya, what time you dancing?" And this, maybe I just wanted that, oh, this is my granddaughter. Yeah. She never showed me off. She never told everybody, this is my granddaughter. So it was like feeling of abandonment and rejection. So the rejection from the grandma.
Yeah.
And you carry it all your life and you don't even know it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, you maybe not ready to face that. And, I'm not saying everybody's got to go out, listen to this and deal with, what past trauma might be there, but it's just planting the seed for people to start thinking about it. And then when they are ready, look at it at that point.
Well, grief holds a lot as well there.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, we drink to mask the grief. We think we're dealing with it, but we haven't really gone right to the bottom and dealt with the situation, how it happened.
Yeah.
So I'm talking out there, talking and using my mum's story as, not using it, that's the wrong word to use, but spreading the message of all them people in lockdown who got treated, like 200,000 people who were told you can't now see your parent or sibling on their dying days.
Yeah.
Who had the right to make that decision? So that's like my message, and I'm like, and then I hear little bits here and there. I'm like, oh my God, I resonate with that.
Yeah.
Resonate with that.
And then it all kind of comes together, doesn't it?
It comes back. And I think talking about it is helping me deal with the grief. I have moments where, I still can't believe it.
No.
And it's like, did that really happen, or were it a movie? It feels like a movie.
Yeah, but it does.
That's the only way I can describe it. It feels like it didn't happen.
But you have been dealing with that grief and doing all these, steps to deal with it in a, not a positive way, but you know what I mean? Like in a way that's not going down the drinking avenue.
Yeah.
So it shows that you can do it. It's not going to be easy.
It's about choices, isn't it? So if I go back 3 years, I was under a duvet, not really wanting to socialise anyway, so I'm quite happy over lockdown. And I suppose I could see a mirror of my mum in me.
Yeah.
Now, I saw my mum in her depressed times. So maybe when I looked at myself, I saw my mum.
Yeah.
And I thought, right, I can go down this slippery road here and I can stay here, or I can change it and go this way. Well, it's that first step of trying. So I'll try it. If it don't work, I'll go back. But it sat better with me.
Yeah.
Sat miles better with me. I don't know. It just felt right.
Yeah, something just clicked with
Something
it.
just clicked.
And what do you think, like, the benefits have been for you, for like both physically and mentally, since
Well,
you've not
mentally,
drank?
I think I've addressed a lot of issues that I didn't know were there. I've been able to deal with situations a lot better than, turning to drink. And
Yeah.
you might have a bad day. You have that bad day, don't you? And we go, oh, get me a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I've had moments like that, and I'm like, well, the glass of wine's not going to solve the problem, is it?
Yeah. And I remember you saying that to me whenever I've voice noted you on a meltdown, and you're like, well, if you have a drink, is it going to make such and such
Yeah.
not be what's happening? I'm like, no, well, don't have it then.
So address the issue,
Yeah.
and then let it go. It's letting it go. So that was one of my downfalls. If something happened, I'd dig in and stay in that hole.
Yeah.
Like, no, let it go. Just let it go. It
So
is
how
hard.
do you do that then? What?
Oh, it's dead hard. Me personally, oh God, I have a right little word with myself. But I use the NLP techniques,
Yeah.
like we did the Ring of Power last night.
Yeah.
And it's just remembering to do it, because it's all about your thoughts.
Just making it a part of your daily habits.
Yeah, like your daily habits. And it's like, right, we've got an anchor, let's anchor it and let's change the state. So this is what we talked about last night, changing the state.
Yeah.
So I'm going down the rabbit hole of, oh, he said, she said, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's press our anchor. Let's put our power ring down. Let's change the state. And you can take 5-10 minutes to change from that state to a positive state by using your mind and your body. And you can flip it.
Yeah.
So I'm now learned a technique
Yeah,
of
to
how
help
you
you
can
do that.
it. And obviously, when I did the NLP, the timeline therapy and the hypnosis, got rid of all that
Yeah.
self-belief, imposter syndrome. It comes now and again, but I've got a technique to get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, here it is, it's here again. Right, let's shift the state and get in a better place.
So is it hypnosis? That's something you're offering now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started doing that now.
So that's another thing that
So it's
it's
just
put you on the path of.
And it's just that helping other people. I like helping other people. I think, like, when I first started with Tropic, at first it was just, let's just earn a bit extra.
Yeah.
But then as you evolve, like we're talking about evolving, you get pleasure seeing others succeed. And you actually get a buzz seeing somebody else succeed. And like, oh my God, she started out on her own and look what she's doing. And she's high flying. And they've done it themselves, because everyone's individual and independent.
Yeah.
And it's just that seeing someone smile again, because I know what it's like to feel in that dark hole. And I know what it's like to come out of it.
So if you can help someone else to feel that.
It's just that helping thing.
Yeah.
I think it's that I like helping people. And that really comes back again to my mum. My mum were always donating to charities.
Right.
She made the shoe boxes at Christmas.
Yeah.
Put the toothbrushes in. Now, she, excuse the term, didn't have a pot to piss in.
Yeah.
But would make these boxes up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Well, I'm just making 5 up for homeless, and they'll go to charity. And she'd get the shoe boxes and she'd put a pair of socks, got Home Bargains. She used to love going round Home Bargains or B&M's, filling trolley, with your cheap toothbrushes or whatever, Poundland, socks, deodorant, and she'd fill these boxes in for homeless.
And that's her way of giving back.
So she always wanted to help. When we went to South Africa and we were going to take some, pens and things, I said, we're going to see the children at Winnie Manvassaw Foundation. She's like, let me see the video. So she said, right, come back. I've just got some bits for them little children. Bits?
What was?
She had about 20 bucks. I said, Mum, I can't get it all in the case. Pens, we were taking a little bit each, weren't we? And then we were putting it all together. I'm like, it's really good, Mum, but I can't take all that. I've still got some of the books.
I ended up taking a massive suitcase. So I could fit, because people had donated me clothes to take over. So this is a charity that works with orphans in South Africa, and we got the chance to go out and meet them and do a bit of, we had a bit of a day with them, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll have to get
So-
them bits sent over.
I believe, in my little world, I believe that my mum is the angel within me and she's sent me on this path.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe.
Yeah.
And I think she's saying, do you know what, I couldn't do it, but you can.
Yeah, and you're on the right path.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can joke about it now, but I remember Jack being about, oh, God, we were about three or four, and we were on holiday.
This is your son, Jack.
Yeah, my son Jack, who's now like 29. And I was taking a picture of him, and I said, right, take your picture for Nana. And he picked his drink up, and he actually said at 3-year-old, vodka Nana. You know, when I think back now, and I'm like, and I thought it was hilarious. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're like on holiday. Vodka Nana, vodka
Oh,
Nana.
my God.
So she went on.
Yeah.
You know, we're always banter. Get her a bloody vodka out, she'll be right.
Yeah, you just take it as tongue-in-cheek, wink, wink.
Even my mum used to say to me, what's up with you? Get a bloody drink down you. I go, Mum, it's not agreeing with me. It's saying, oh, well, come on, 1 foot road. Favourite saying, you know.
Yeah.
My mum were always the last out of the pub. Life and soul of the party. Anyone will tell you that.
Yeah.
And I'm known for life
you
and soul
are.
of the party, as you know. But you know, it just don't sit with me anymore.
No.
They don't agree with my body.
No, that's it, isn't it? It's about you doing what feels best and right for you.
Yeah.
So if there's people listening that are now are a bit curious maybe about it,
Yeah.
have you got a piece of advice that you could pass on, like a parting words of wisdom?
God, I don't know about that. Get me a drink and I'll give you some. I think you just need to look at, how does drink make you feel? Be honest with yourself. And how does that drink make you feel? If you're having that drink for a dopamine high, there's something missing in your life.
Yeah.
If you need it for that high, there's something missing, I believe.
Yeah.
If you're just having a couple of drinks and you're just chilling in the garden and you're not doing it to get drunk, I think you have to look at how much you're drinking and what state you want to become in.
What's your outcome?
What's your outcome? What's your outcome? Why is it you have to drink that many drinks?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably what's your look at what's your potential outcome from that. So you start in there with your first drink. What's my purpose in this night? Are you saying that line to yourself? I'm going to go out tonight and get absolutely leathered. Then ask yourself, why? Just say why.
Yeah.
Why am I getting really, really drunk tonight? And then just have a little think about it.
Yeah, I think
I'm not saying never have a drink again.
No, but just challenge your thoughts. Challenge your own thoughts.
If I had a drink now, it'd go right to my feet. Like that. Ooh.
We'd be sat fizzing in the
I
chair.
got a bit like that off that Baileys last night though.
Did you?
Because it's
The
all in the
muscle
mind.
memory, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the muscle memory. I'm like, oh, it's Christmas. Get me another one. So did you see how that gave me a dopamine high? Just because it gave me... So you can go back to memories and get a dopamine high. You know? It's getting that natural high.
Yeah.
That cold water swimming I did the other week, everyone's like, you're crazy. But a guy took it and taught us how to breathe.
Yeah.
I didn't just go and get in.
Yeah, you didn't just dive in yourself.
I couldn't do that. And then once I got in, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then the other girl said, are you going to swim? Straight away. Well, I'm not a very good swimmer. I can't swim. No, you can. Just everyone stay away from it and do your little breaststroke. And I swam out. And it's just that belief. We all say, I can't. We all can.
Yeah.
It's a choice. We don't want to.
Yeah. Because you're scared.
And no willingness to try as well. So it's like, well, I don't really want to. I don't want to find out what's going to come out. It's a lot.
Yeah.
People will know there's something underlying, but they don't want to release it.
No, and I was a bit like that. I wasn't ready to, there's still, like you said, you're always on your journey. You're not always ready to pull at that thread and find out what's
And it's discovering what other stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see that coming. Like something might come out like, oh no, I didn't see that. But yeah, it's definitely...
It's been worth
journey.
it. It's worth the journey though.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
And like the fact that you went on it as well, that helped.
Yeah.
Because I've got a little sidekick where I've like, such a bunch just said this to me, and I'm like, right, calm down.
Let's calm ourselves. We're going to flip
let's
it.
breathe. And talking to someone who gets it, you know, having someone to talk to who gets it
Yeah.
is definitely, you need that.
Yeah.
You know, just connecting with someone who gets what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, what we'll do is if you could give me your links and stuff, so if people listening resonate with your story, they can connect with you. And hopefully we can have a nice little community going where people can get support and just chat to people if they need it.
And some people are like in a state where a lot worse than what you think. I've been in some sober groups and I've read some posts where I'm like, wow, you know, like they've been through major traumas, but these people are drinking every single night, you know, every single night a bottle, 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
Which then I went, oh, well, mine's not as bad, but binge drinking is binge drinking.
Yeah. And every person's story is different, isn't
Everyone's
it? So
different, yeah.
Your trauma and what you've been through and mine and, you know, anybody else, it's important to you.
To you.
You can't compare it to somebody else, can you?
That's what we're doing at first, like going, oh, well, I've just stopped drinking at weekends, no big deal. I'm like, well, actually, there is quite a big deal.
Yeah.
But don't compare your story to somebody else's. Just focus on your journey and what sits right with you.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Love it.
Definitely.
So, I think that's everything I've had to ask you.
Are we done?
So I hope you've enjoyed your little visit to Barrow.
I have. I've been
after
on
all this time.
I've been on Ruth's tours.
Yeah, so have you got any plans before you go back?
No, I think we're just going to shoot back now. It's about a 2-hour drive back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I've been on my jollies.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad you've come and
thank
been
you
on
for last
me.
night. Thank you for
You're
doing the
welcome.
little workshop last night. You know, because it's all about practice.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the better you get.
Exactly, and this is our first time
The
with
less
the
you
new
drink,
mics.
the more sober you get.
So thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Woo. If you've enjoyed listening to this episode, a like, follow, comment, share and subscribe would mean the world to me. By getting this podcast out there and starting the conversation of sobriety, if I can help even just one person, I'll be happy. So thank you and tune in next time for more amazing stories.